Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
Crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead, right here, right now.
subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Coach Hayes Football, the Coach to Coach podcast. This is Prime Time Talk. We back in the building, man. We back making it happen. Appreciate y'all coming through. Let me know everything looks good, sounds good, so we can go ahead and get started. All the mics. Shout out to Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights. Hey, what's going on, man? Normal guy say he first. My bad, man. I apologize. I tried to hit yours in the move. And so therefore, you are first. Normal guy in the building. Juan Manuel, Coach Hayes in Street. The lady, also known as Really Flawed, should be suspended and censored for conduct detrimental towards the youth. I like that. I like where you're going with that, Juan. I like where you're going with that. We might have put her in the penalty box for a few minutes for all that slander against the Miami Hurricanes she had going on yesterday. And if you missed Hayes Street yesterday, was it a show? It really was. It was a great show, man. Shout out to Hayes Street. We had to take the night off. We had to take care of some business, man, on the business side of it. And so we were off tonight, but we'll definitely be back rocking tomorrow. So I appreciate y'all. Paco, how you doing, man? Ain't seen you in a minute, man. What's going on? What that do? Coach. I like that. Normal guy. It was fire. Brother Jay Blaze in the building, my man. Brother Jay, what's up with you, man? I miss you, dog. I got to holler at you. Technically T, man. It's been a minute, man. Hope everything rocking. Y'all go check out Technically T. I know you got a channel on technical stuff. Computers and watches and all kind of tech stuff, man. Go check him out, man. He got a great channel. Go make sure you hit him up. Check him out, man, as well. Technically T in the building. Oh! She like the candy man, bro. You say her name 3 times, she gonna show up. She say her name 3 times and she's gonna show up. She said, I am free. Everyone needs some tough love and I'm happy to provide it. Let's not be sensitive. Well, for all the Ralph Tresvants out there who don't know what I'm talking about, you need a man with sensitivity, a man like me. Anyway, y'all know about Ralph Tresvant for New Edition, man. Y'all ease up. Y'all damn millennials out here. Y'all don't know what's going on. Anyway, let me go ahead and get into this. Y'all can hear me. Everything looks good, sounds good. We're ready to rock and roll and make everything happen. All right, here we go. In the news, Shedeur Sanders says he's not going to throw at the combine. Edward, you know what I'm talking about. I see your picture there. So, you got a little gray in your beard like me. So, you was on the New Edition, a.k.a. Jackson 5 2.0. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So, Shedeur Sanders decides not to throw at the combine. He says he's going to do it during the pro day. There's been a lot of channels and YouTube channels and sport networks talking about this. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? I'm going to definitely open up the phone lines here in a little bit. I want to hear your point of view about it, but I'll give you my take on it first. Here's what I know about the combine. I didn't know this at first, when you become a football fan, but when you start watching the game, coaching it, kind of looking under the hood of football and how it works, the combine works in 2 different ways. The combine is there to devalue you, and the combine is there to validate some people. It is there to devalue some people, and it is there to validate some people. And usually the players who are the very top of the top, the first 10 picks of the draft, they're kind of cemented in what they are, who they are, and what they can and cannot do. So they have leverage. Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, and quite a few others. They actually have some leverage. They have been projected as top 10 picks because of what they've done on the football field. So therefore, they don't need to go to the underwear Olympics, for lack of a better term, to prove what they've already proven. GMs and pro scouts have evaluated and looked at film and broke down stuff and all of that good stuff. So for Shedeur, he has the leverage. Now he says he'll do it at his pro day. And I was listening to Michael Irvin talk about Shedeur not throwing at the combine, and I think it was Keyshawn Johnson. And they were talking about, well, he can compete against other top quarterbacks. Yeah, I get that. But he's already done it. Cam Ward has already done it. We've seen Drake May and those other guys call out. Caleb Williams not participate in the combine. And they had the leverage. As a fan, a lot of people want to see it because you want to see them compete again against the top talent, make the big throws and so forth and so on. But from a business standpoint, what value does it add? As Jay-Z said, how you upgrade number one? Or maybe it was Beyonce. Hell, I don't know. They married now. And they say married make two, make one. So whoever said it, the Carter family said it. So how do you upgrade number one? You can't. They're already up there. So anything else they do can only hurt them. It can't help them. And that's why I'm talking about the devaluing in the combine, right? Oh, he don't have a strong arm. Oh, he can't make that throw. It adds no value. Now, for the other side where it says it validates, I brought up guys like Xavier Restrepo. Y'all know I'm a Kane fan. Y'all see it counting down. 186 days, 17 hours, 45 minutes, and 14, 13, 12 seconds before we kick Notre Dame and they behind. But anyway, so a guy like Xavier Restrepo, in my opinion, we know he's a ball player. We know he can play ball. He can catch the football. He can do all those things. But I think his speed is what's questionable. So a guy like him going to the combine and running a time that will be surprising will validate or even help him, right? Will create value for him. Now, I don't know what his assumed time is versus what he's actually running while he's training. I don't know. But if he, somebody asked me on another show, Coach, would you advise Xavier Restrepo to run the 40? I would only advise him to run the 40 if he is consistently and clearly beating the speculated times in which they think he's going to run, because then it adds value. Other than that, I would say no, because now it only devalues him in that sense. So back to Shedeur. He throws footballs all the time. You see videos out there on Twitter and Instagram or whatever with him and Cam Ward talking trash, throwing footballs. They ain't well off media throwing footballs. They got all the video they can. And he's going to throw it at the pro day, apparently. So maybe he's going to feel a little bit more comfortable with maybe Jimmy Horn and Will Shepherd and whoever else may be running routes for him, Wester and so forth and so on. Hell, maybe even Travis Hunter may go out there and run some routes for him on pro day just to make it feel good and look good. And that's just kind of what it is. Now, is it a good idea? I think it's a good idea not to do some things, but it's also a good idea to do things. I think it all depends on the player, where you are in the draft, where you fall. And I want people to understand leverage. Leverage is huge. If you don't have it, sometimes you can't say no, right? You don't have the leverage, dog. You saw Tom Brady. He had to go out there and run that 40. Looking like somebody's grandpa. Now, ask Tom Brady today to go out there. Hey, Tom, can you go out there and throw some workout routes for us? Man, please. He got the leverage now. He got the juice. Huh, Bishop? He got the juice. So I say all that to say, I'm not mad that he's not throwing in the thing. I think Travis Hunter as well won't be competing in the physical aspects. From my understanding, won't be competing in the physical aspects of the combine. I think he's going to interview with teams and talk to them and all of that, the mental part of the game. I don't know about this Wonderlic test and who's going to take it, who's not going to take it. I think I was watching Matt McChesnick. He was talking about it was the stupidest thing ever. I'll say this, being in the school system, sometimes tests are not what they seem to test. Sometimes testing, sometimes you give a test to see something else. Maybe it's critical thinking, not necessarily always what you know, is how you process some things sometimes, right? And so with that being said, I mean, I've never taken a Wonderlic test. I guess it's like an IQ test or whatever, but I don't know what it has to do with football. So I'm only thinking logically on the outside in. It's more about how can you critically think? How can you think, or how can you come up with ideas, and how can you process, and how can you decipher information quickly? It's kind of how I look at the Wonderlic test. So I don't know if they'll take that test or not. I mean, it's whatever it is. But like I said, these guys in the top 10, they got the juice, they got the leverage, and they are the ones who, in my opinion, will not compete in a lot of these things. You see some guys, they don't do the bench press, they don't run the 40, they don't do some of the things that they're probably kind of weak at. All right. Anyway, go ahead and call in. I want to hear your point of view in regards to Shedeur Sanders not participating. We can talk about other things as well, but I want to hear your point of view, especially from the fan base, in regards to people not participating in the combine. But then I guess what's interesting, and like I said, I was watching Matt McChesney when he said this, and I think JB said this. I thought it was a pretty good point. He was like, an NFL combine is like the underwear Olympics. Nobody cares, blah, blah, blah. And then he said he could do it at Pro Day. Well, in Pro Day, they wear the same stuff. I thought it was kind of interesting the way JB put that out there on him. Right, kind of caught him in a corner. But I thought it was funny because at Pro Day is very similar. And I mean, yeah, you're in your underwear, you're in your tights, you know what I mean? But I guess it's about his comfortability, and it's about him controlling the narrative and doing the things that need to be done. I think Shedeur can definitely, I know Shedeur can definitely make all of the throws on the football field. He can definitely make all of the throws on the football field. And for him, I think they really want to see from a mechanic standpoint, right? A mechanic standpoint, how he throws the ball. Because a lot of times you see Shedeur throwing the football under duress, running for his life, backpedaling, not really getting set, falling out of his stance, not really driving his hips in there. He can definitely throw the football. There's no question about that. There's never been a question about his ability to deliver the rock. But I think some things mechanically, because some of the throws that you can get away with in college, and it's not a Shedeur thing, it's a quarterback thing, you won't get away with in the NFL because those DBs can close windows extremely fast. So they want to look at those kind of mechanic things. Is that kind of overrated? It could be. But, that's that. Anyway, we got our first call on the line, man. We got Brother Jay Blaze, man. I missed you, dog. Go ahead, man. Holler at me. Also, let me know before I get to Brother Jay Blaze. Let me know you guys can hear him in the chat. So we're not talking to cyberspace and everything else. Blaze, talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Coach Hayes?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Glad to be back, man. How you feeling, man?
Yeah. All right, man. Just, trying to take care of my health. But, man, it's good to hear from you. And I know the team rolling.
Yes, sir.
I've been watching you and Streeter, man. Y'all been rolling, man. I watch the replays whenever I can. And, y'all been rolling. Everything good. Man, much love to everybody. And I'm happy and that I got a chance to catch you while you're on live, right now. And talking about Shedeur Sanders, man, the high profile, especially with his dad, I'm sure he got great advice.
Right. Hold on one second, Blaze. Hold on, Blaze. You giving out some
players that's coming.
Hold on, Blaze. You dropping some knowledge. I just want to make sure, beloved. Really Flawed. What do you think about Really Flawed coming from you? So Really Flawed, can you hear him? Because I know sometime, I guess that's Beloved Sandworm be playing sometime. So let me know if you guys can hear him. You heard Blaze in the chat. So I just want to make sure.
Can y'all hear me? Hear me?
Hold on. I just want to see if they can hear you. I just want to make sure I get a thumbs up. Because, sometimes people be playing. I know Beloved Sandworm wouldn't do me like that. But, okay. She said I can hear just fine. All right, we can. All right, let's roll. Okay. Thanks, Coach T. All right, so go ahead, Blaze.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure with his dad, he got great advice, the people that surround him in his camp and his family and stuff. Probably got better advice than most people that's in the draft, because they got, past experiences, especially with his dad having that experience and knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
But I think his choice should be to do what's best for him and his family. Now, you as a fan of me, I would love to see him, compete, do his thing, succeed, but certain things we don't know either. He can have an injury that he can cover up. It's certain things. It's really up to the team owners, the people who make the decisions with these NFL teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's really up to them. You know what I'm saying? They should have enough tape from Colorado, all the games he done played. So I just can't wait to see him and Cam Ward compete, man, on a good team and be successful. But the NFL Combine, that's a whole monster. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got different categories. Now, did they say he's not going to compete? Is he going to compete in certain categories, or he's just not going to do anything at all?
From my understanding, he's not doing any of the throwing things. And for quarterback, I don't think he's going to run the 40 either. Now, that I would love to see him throw the ball, because I believe he can throw the ball. He's got great touch, great accuracy. I mean, I understand it can only hurt him, but I would love to see him. Now, if I had to advise him, if I had to say one category you should not run, would be the 40. Boy, because right. Dog, don't run the 40, dog. Don't run the 40 at all.
Deion ran it when he came out, right? Deion ran.
Oh, of course, Deion ran it, but they got their mama speed. They ain't get Deion speed. They got their daddy looks and their mama speed. I'm just calling it what it is. Both of them,
right.
Shiloh and Shedeur. They got their mama side of them genes, but they look like their daddy, but they run like their mom, which is cool. It is what it is,
right.
But that's what it is,
what
man.
What team would you love to see him on? What do you think? What team in the NFL? I like to ask people that's in the chat too. What team that number one, you think he will fit like a glue on their team?
I don't know. Everybody talking about the Raiders and the Browns and all this different stuff. You know what's funny, man? And I've said it before. Shout out to Coach Dixon. What's up with you, baby? How you feeling, man? If that's your kids in the picture, boy, they done got big, man. Holy smokes. All right, Coach Dixon in the building. But here's what I'll say.
New York, Dallas.
I think the market in New York is great, right? The market, the marketing part is awesome. I think the Vegas thing, everybody's talking about that. I saw, what graphic did I see where he was going number 6 to the Raiders? The Raiders. And they had, of course, the old lineman. I want to say it was old lineman from Michigan was in there. Travis.
You think he has fit with the Raiders?
No, you'd be surprised.
I don't know the way they playing style. I'm looking at playing style, spread offense, something that he did in Colorado. Certain teams got certain schemes.
Well, here's the thing about Colorado.
I think he would.
Can I say this?
System type quarterback.
But can I say this about Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
Looking at those games these past 2 years, I don't really know what kind of quarterback Shedeur is. Like, what kind of system? He was running for his life. He sacked 50-some times. I think he's been sacked almost 100 times in 2 years. Very close to 100 times in 2 years. He don't ever look comfortable. When he is comfortable, he does deliver a good ball. When he's not comfortable, he still delivers a ball. I don't know if he's going to carry over holding the ball too long in the NFL. I don't really know what kind of quarterback Shedeur is, because he's always, if you kind of look at it in that sense, he's always was running for his life. We talked about the O-line. The O-line last year got a little bit better. It wasn't astronomically better. It wasn't night and day. It was,
would you think a pass happy team? Because he definitely up under center. I don't see him being a up under center type quarterback.
No.
And I think a pass happy team, would be more fit.
I don't know though, but here's the thing. But here's the thing about being able to run the rock. Run the rock, you take the pressure off the quarterback. if you can run the ball, right now the store is a passing league and everybody throwing the ball around the yard. But if your team runs the ball and they do it successfully, you caught that really flawed from dusk to night. It ain't from night and day, dusk to night. But anyway, if you run the ball, the throws become easier for them. You take a lot of the pressure off. To win the game is not on your shoulders. And for Shedeur Sanders, again, I didn't follow a lot of Jackson State football, but definitely at Colorado, the pressure was always for him to be the one to win the game. Right?
Right.
Was always
he didn't win it with his legs, though, mainly. He won it with his arm.
No, correct. Correct. But what I'm saying is, my whole point about that is, if you can get a 50-50 out of that, right? Hell, even a 60-40 pass to run, what kind of quarterback would he be? Where he doesn't throw the ball 50 times a game. You know, I don't know where he actually gets some run help. So now that he's getting some run help, is he more effective? You know, again, these are things we don't know because we haven't seen it.
Could be. Hey, he could be.
Coach Dixon said,
if you hand it off, you're not really. But see, then that takes some of the spotlight off of him. You know, but you're throwing the ball around. If you ain't accurate in your performance, you can get graded real quick.
Well, here's the deal.
But
here's the deal. Here's the deal. Let's call a spade here. I don't think the GM care about your spotlight. I don't think the head coach cares about your spotlight until you become the guy that's holding the torch and you create your own light. Right now, I don't like to use the term daddy ball, but your daddy ain't coaching you. So yeah, you want the spotlight. Yeah, you got it when you got drafted top 5 or whatever. That's your spotlight.
Right.
Now,
do you see him in the category with Jalen Daniels? Or do you see him with the Philadelphia Eagle quarterback? What's his name?
Jalen Hurts. No.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't possess what either one of them do. I don't think I don't think anybody's scared that Shedeur Sanders is going to run down the field when the pocket breaks down. Yeah, he can get a first. He can move the chains. Fine. Great.
Right.
And you definitely ain't going to have no run package like they do with Jalen Hurts.
Right. Yeah, he needs some more meat on the bone.
Well, it's not that. I'm just saying he doesn't possess that skill. I don't think that's his strong suit.
His thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So real quick,
his arm talent.
Yeah, real quick.
When we go back, you bring it back to the combine with his arm talent. You know, winning it, and should he compete? Because we already know he can throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? We did it with Travis Hunter plenty of times.
Right. No, definitely. Hold on, real quick. Matt Dixon says he's an average arm, no speed. NFL defense will eat him up. He's going to a team that struggles at O-line and the running game, and he's not good enough to make up for Ortega. He's no Daniels. No, he's definitely not a Daniels. That I can say. But I'll say this. Coach, you said average arm. I've seen Shedeur throw some balls
above average arm.
No, you're not talking about Jalen. You're talking about Shedeur. Shedeur.
Oh, Shedeur. Okay.
I'll say this about him. It may not fly off his hand the way it does a Cam Ward. But I've seen this young man, and y'all know me. I'm calling it right down the middle, man. I've seen the kid deliver some passes, taking some shotguns to the face, dog. Like I've seen him throw some great ball. Okay. Great time, bro. Remember the one he got hit nasty on his legs, bro? You know how many people would have flint? He tough as hell now. Now I have to give him his credit. Now, being tough is not defending his arm, so I'm with you, coach. But I think the kid can throw a ball. I really believe that he can throw a football. Like he really can. Now, again, I think if you want to compare Cam Ward, I think Cam Ward has way more velocity on his ball than Shedeur. It looks different when it comes out. The path of the ball is really flat. You know, it's a little more arc on Shedeur's ball. Okay, I get it. That's fine. I think the conflict comes in. Here's where the conflict comes in, I believe. Does Shedeur go in the NFL feeling like he has to win the games, or will they build a team around him? That's my opinion.
Right.
I think
that's going to be critical.
Super critical. Super critical. I think it won't be a good look if he has to be the Superman of the team. But if he can be the, for the lack of a better term,
facilitator.
Yeah. I was about to say Cam Newton's game manager.
Mm-hmm.
He could be successful in the NFL. I believe that. I believe he's very smart.
Yeah.
I believe he understands this game. He understands checks. Right now, I don't know how much free reign he had at Colorado by checking out and not staying to the listen. That's on the $1 million dudes that coach him with the whistle. But
you think he's gonna go first round?
Oh yeah, he definitely go first round. I think he definitely go first round.
Okay.
But again, I don't like everybody. Oh, he's top 1 and 2, bro. If he go top 10, I'm cool with that too, bro. Like if he go number 8, that's cool, bro.
Right.
Like, it is what it is.
Right.
And I tell you all the time, these teams draft on what they need. Maybe somebody drafts up. I don't know. Maybe Cam goes first, he goes second, bro. I'm not tripping. So it is what it is, man. So let me see here. Let me see here. I was trying to see what I saw here. But y'all tough. Shedeur is very accomplished at attending fashion shows in Europe. Golly, boy, y'all still on that, boy. Y'all tough, man.
Oh man, can you imagine the endorsements he'll get with the team that he go to? The amount of attention that will come, just like Deion brings.
Of course, but I will say this.
Yeah,
I will say this. The light in the NFL will die quickly. That candle will go out relatively quickly in the NFL if you ain't winning no ball games, if you're not producing. Yeah, you'll get a bunch of it at the beginning.
I got questions.
And you'll get all that. Shad, I'm coming to you, dog. Talk to me, please.
One more question. And this for Chad, too. I know Chad going to get on. My question is, when Shedeur go to the NFL, will he be living in Deion Sanders' shadow? But now they play 2 different positions. So is that a statement you think is relevant, or what you think?
Yeah, I don't think he'll play in his shadows because, like you said, they play 2 different things, but he will always be a Sanders, right? And because you're always a Sanders, you're always going to be newsworthy, whether it's good or bad. Unfortunately, that's just what it is now. It's like Michael Jordan's son, right? Because you're a Jordan, you get pulled over with some cocaine. Dun-dun-dun. Michael Jordan's son, Marcus, gets stopped for DUI and cocaine possession. So he's going to always be tied to his daddy. You know what I mean? Because he's a Sanders. But I don't think he's playing shot because they're not playing the same position. But he'll definitely be tied. Now, what will be critical is, God forbid he doesn't pan out and it looks bad, then it's, you're gonna get that part of it.
Yeah.
So I hope it all works out for him.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, Coach Hayes, man.
Anytime,
much love to everybody. I'm in the background. I'm still around. I'm here.
For sure. I appreciate you,
I love y'all. Y'all, man, y'all stay strong.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Blaze. Always, man. Love you too, bro.
Okay.
All right,
y'all.
Cool. All right, man. We got Shad on the line. Y'all go ahead and call in 862-799-9956. Please feel free to get your point across. Coach Dixon, call in, man. I ain't talk to you in a minute. I'm still trying to cash that check. You thought I forgot about that? Hey, Matt, you thought I forgot about that? I still got to cash that check with Antonio Brown, man. We got to talk. Call in, man. Let's talk about that. Let me see. He will be drafted high and asked to be the savior of the franchise. That will be the problem. And I can agree with that, Coach. I can agree with that very point. That if he's asked to be the savior of the program and he doesn't have the other things around him, it's going to be very tough. He needs more help than any teams that would draft him. Yeah. I can agree with that wholeheartedly. You will laugh out loud. That'll be great. All right, let me get Shad on the line. Let me see. Juan says Shedeur have better protection in the pros than college. Yeah, but them boys they get back there a lot faster. And if think about it, he had a problem with some escaping. He escaped sometime. But these dudes in the league coming, and you ain't gonna be escaping them cats like you did before. Chad, what's up? What you talk to us, man?
What's going on? Are there any other topics associated with the Shedeur topic? I didn't mean to say any other topics because I don't want to talk about Shedeur. I was just saying because I just got on. So how is the conversation being had?
Nothing. We just been talking about Shedeur skips the throwing at the NFL Combine. Is it good? Do you think it's a good or bad idea? And also, like I said in my monologue earlier, I think that the Combine serves two purposes. The very first purpose is to devalue players, and the next purpose is to validate players. So I think that's where the Combine is. And also, I want to say this too. It's a great marketing tool today. It's really for the fans. You understand what I'm saying? Like a guy like Xavier Worthy, he benefited from the Combine by running the time he did. You know what I mean? That helped his stock in essence. And some guys got hurt by going to the thing. So what do you think is a good or bad idea that he does not throw at the Combine? Excuse me.
Yeah, I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine, and I told him, I said, to me, it kind of benefits Shedeur not to go there simply because, you can go out there to your pro day, you can script it out the way you want to script it out, especially seeing that, he has question marks. So I think it kind of benefits him to skip it. You can work out with your own guys. You can throw it to your own guys. The overarching, the symbolism of sorts kind of associated with Colorado is, we're trying to bring other people up. So, maybe getting some guys that are not invited to the Combine that, he's going to throw the ball to, or even some of the younger guys, you get NFL guys there. Because I feel like more than likely, there'll probably be a lot of representatives, at the Colorado, pro day. So it's not like they won't miss anything. Mm-hmm. And, from the looks of it, I mean, he and Cam, they're working. So to me, he's just taking a day off from a workout. They getting it in. So, I mean, I don't see a knock on him, but I do, like you said, some of the people in the comments, talk about his arm and stuff like that, because they are going to have drills that are going to kind of, strain some of his weaknesses, whereas with the pro day, you're pretty much in charge of everything. So, mm-hmm. Hey, if he's not strong with that, opposite hash throw, you don't have to put that in his throws. He can put throws he's more comfortable with. But, from my time watching the Combine, some years back, I know there are some throws where they want to see how far you can sling it down the field. So, mm-hmm. And like you say, yeah, you can get knocked for stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I see it as a positive for him not to go, because he's not. He and Cam are, I know Jackson Dart is in there, but for the mm-hmm. most part, they're the top two guys. So like I said, he could hurt himself by actually going there. It could be a Geno Smith or even like a Lamar Jackson situation, because I'm just looking at some of the mock drafts, and you made note of it, that teams are going to draft based off of need. Mm-hmm. And it's not a lot of teams that need quarterbacks, so it's not, right. I don't see this as a year where a team is going to overdraft for him if they can see something that says, all right, let me just step back. Let me go because I felt like his best bet would be if he went to the Cleveland Browns, because I do know they have a pretty good offensive line, but I see a lot of mocks are getting, there for Abdul Carter, so, mm-hmm. And I don't really see another quarterback in the first round aside from him and Cam. And as a Raiders fan, I'll have to say this, and then you can move on. Mm-hmm. I don't want to trade draft picks to get Shedeur, not because I don't think Shedeur is a talented player, but we have a lot of other pieces that we need to address. And I don't see a situation, we don't have the team structure from a personnel standpoint that I feel like that would benefit Shedeur. I know we got Brock Bowers and, a couple of other pieces, but our run game is not good enough to, in my opinion, to help bring on a rookie quarterback like Shedeur, who has had to play a semblance of hero ball since he's played collegiate, football. So I just don't see it as being good for my team.
Real quick, we got another call in 4873. Give me a second. Here's what I'll say. You're a Raiders fan. I got two questions. You're a Raiders fan.
Don't say that too loud.
You're a Raiders fan. Okay. Here's my question.
All right. Appreciate it.
Do you want Shedeur at the Raiders?
No. I just told you what.
Okay. I just want to make sure I was clear on that. I just want to make sure I heard that clear.
Yeah. I don't. It's not because of his talent. It's because we have more pressing issues than him.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. And then, okay, so what position would you draft first? If you don't want him, what position would you draft first? You don't really call a player, but what position, if you had what y'all got, the 6th pick overall, whatever it is, what position would you pick him up? What position would you pick up? Since you say
based on some mock drafts, he'll be there. Mason Graham, pair him alongside Christian Wilkerson. Got Mad Max on the outside. We're in a division where we have to get up to the quarterback. So I would strengthen the defensive line. Because this draft is some quarterbacks that are going to be there later. I think some of the approach the NFL is taking, especially if you kind of look at the 49ers, even though it's kind of I guess you want to call it it's the exception to the rule. Which they're not the only one, but there's been some teams that have been able to get quarterbacks later in the draft, and they've been able to make things happen while they, kind of fill in more pressing needs. And so I feel like that's the approach that we should take. But me personally, I want Mason Graham as the first pick.
Okay. And then my second question is, you talked about weaknesses
It's a third question, but cool.
My third question then is, and I'm going to ask a fourth one in the field. My third question is, if you were a GM and you had to write down what would be the number one weakness of Shedeur?
The number one weakness of Shedeur, to me, I guess I have to go to general consensus. Holds on to the ball too long. And obviously, it's father last year and some other people made mention, the receivers are not getting open, but y'all switch coordinators and it's still the same thing. You know what I mean? So, and he did it at Jackson State. So this is 4 years of kind of that same.
So he's the common denominator when it comes to that. So he's the common denominator when it comes to that piece.
From everything that I've seen, yeah.
I got you. All right, Shad. Well, let me push on, man. I appreciate it, man, as always, man. How everything going? Good?
Oh, yeah. Everything great.
For sure, man. Well, we're going to definitely chop it up. We're going to get it going. We're going to talk about them Canes tomorrow, though. But, we got to talk. We got 10 of them. We got 10 of them going to the combine. 10 of them.
All right,
Shad. Appreciate
it.
Come on, man. Anytime. Shout out to Shad in the building, man. The member, man, in here. All right. I think this is my man, Matt Dixon, in the building, man. He said that was him calling, so I'm going to assume this is him. Coach, what's happening, baby?
Coach, what's up, my friend?
What's going on, man?
By the way, that check bounced a long time ago, man. That thing don't even work no more.
Hey, hold on. You got to give a little backstory on this now. People don't know what we're talking about. We was at New Orleans, right? We was at New Orleans, and we had a quarterback named what?
Antonio Brown, baby.
Antonio Brown, a.k.a. AB, a.k.a. CTESPN. And we had a bet about, I forgot what the bet is. What was the bet? You were the OC.
The bet was we had a scrimmage going on, and I told you, we're going to whoop that ass in that scrimmage.
And what happened?
And then on that day, Antonio Brown decided to act up in class, and Coach Dunn suspended him for the scrimmage.
See what you didn't know.
We went on our backup, and let's just say we didn't score a point against that nasty defense you had.
I appreciate that, Matt. But see what you didn't know that I took account in, that AB was going to be AB, and AB was going to tear it up some kind of way, and I knew he wasn't going to be on the field. So me and you put what? I think it was $50 bet, like who was going to win the
It
scrimmage.
was $50. I had to pay with a check. That's how broke we were back in the day. We didn't have cash to give out.
We had no Cash App. There was no Zelle, no PayPal. None of that was out, man. Oh my God, that's funny, man. Antonio Brown got suspended for the scrimmage because he's acting up in class. My goodness, man. Oh, that's hilarious. So talk to us, man. You got some strong thoughts here on Shedeur, man. Talk to me, man. What's on your mind, bro?
Listen, Shedeur is he's a great player, but when it comes to NFL quarterbacks, man, I see a lot of flaws in his game. You know, maybe it's because he's at Colorado, but the thing about it is he's going to go play with a team that's kind of like Colorado. He's not getting drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles now. Right. He's going to be drafted by a team that struggles at O-line, struggles in the run game, and he's going to have to be the savior. And to be honest with you, I don't think he gets rid of the ball quick enough. You know, I think that his pocket presence struggles, and he's not fast enough. D linemen in the NFL are going to chase that man down. Mm-hmm. You know, that's my biggest problem with him is, you know, he's the type of guy that needs to go sit behind a guy that's successful on a successful team and not play early. If he plays early, he's going to be a bust. I don't think he definitely doesn't have the pocket presence like Daniels. He's not that type of a guy. You know, I'm a Bears fan. I saw Caleb Williams struggle this year, and he's going to go into a team that's worse than the Bears were.
And the thing is, though,
you know, that's
the thing is, Coach, is that he's not a twitchy guy, right? Like Daniel's got some twitch to kind of, you know, make sudden moves and quickness. You know, Shedeur has to kind of get rolling to get up out of there, right? He don't have that twitch, that suddenness, I guess is the right word.
You saw him in some games getting ran down by defenses, and you're kind of shocked, like these guys are catching them. And these guys aren't anything like what they're going to be seeing in the NFL. You know, that's my biggest concern, you know. But if he's the type of player that can go sit behind a talented quarterback and learn the game and not be thrown into the fire right away, he has a chance. But I think going to the Browns, the Raiders, you know, franchises that are struggling, he is going to struggle. You know, I think, you know, he's going to go to a team that's not built for what he can be successful at right away. You know, Daniels went to a team with some decent players around him, but he made a lot of things happen with his legs. And, you know, he's going to be in a team where he's not that type of a guy. And I think that's going to be his biggest problem. You know, that's why when you watch Cam Ward, he balled out against top competition in college, you know, and we saw Shedeur struggle at times against defenses that were not that good.
Right. And the funny thing, to your point, about the guy. And to your point, Coach, is like you said, he's getting caught from behind by guys that are not even NFL caliber players right now, right?
Absolutely.
And so
not even top teams in the NCAA got NFL. You know, they were running them down the linemen.
Right.
So you know that's my thought process on the guy. You know. I think he can be a great quarterback but he has to go into a place where he's not thrown into the fire right away. You know, I mean,
and that's tough
to develop.
So that's tough.
He can.
Hold on, Joe, but that's tough then. So let me ask you this: do you think he's a top 10 pick? I'll just put top 10 just so you got some room for error. Do you think he should be a top 10 draft pick, regardless of the teams? Do you think his play says that he's a top 10 pick, his college play, that he would be a top 10 quarterback, top 10 pick in the draft?
I would struggle if I'm a GM. I would struggle to look at him. You know, obviously people need quarterbacks, you know, at that top 10 level, but I think there's so many other decent players that are out there that you would take before him. You know, people, you know, like Travis Hunter, he's a top dude that, you know, I can't pass on a guy like that. You know, he's a guy that can play on both sides of the football and dominate early. You know, you got Cam Ward, who I think could come in and be, you know, do things like Daniels did with a team that struggles. You know, I see him, you know, I would struggle as a GM taking him as a top 10. That would be my biggest concern about the things that I see from him. And the fact that he doesn't want to go to the combine and showcase his skills. You know, everybody wants to do pro day at their own college in their atmospheres they feel comfortable at. Mm-hmm. But, you know, when you walk into Kansas City, that ain't comfortable. When you walk into Buffalo and, you know, in the mid-December, that ain't comfortable. You know, that's my biggest concern is he's not going to go and compete and be uncomfortable in situations he's not ready for. You know, that concerns me at that position as a quarterback. And I know Daniels didn't throw last year and Caleb Williams didn't throw.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think he needs to throw because he did go to Colorado. He didn't go to one of those top-tier schools that played top competition week in and week out.
So let me ask you this. Looking at his gameplay, let's just say he played at Ohio State, or hell, even let's just say replace Riley Leonard with him at Notre Dame. What do you think he looks like in college?
That's a tough play because, as I said, I think the guy he's a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're putting on one of the top teams in the nation where he can go out and compete and be himself. And that's why I say he's going to go to one of these teams that are struggling, and he's going to be asked to be the savior of those struggling teams.
Mm-hmm.
When you draft number 1 and 2, you ain't very good. There's a reason why you draft 1 and 2. And that's why a lot of those quarterbacks that are drafted in those top 5 positions, they struggle early because A, they don't have the line around them. B, they don't have a run game around them. And they probably don't have the top receivers that can help them through the process as well.
Right.
That's why I think, if he got to sit out and then take over a team that was one of the top teams, I think he'd be very good. But I think, he's going to be thrown in a situation his abilities right now can't handle.
Because I look at guys that, like you talk about, top quarterbacks that go to bad teams. Caleb Williams. Some people could talk about his last year at USC, but we know he's raised the bar. So we know what he did the previous year at USC, winning the Heisman. We see guys like Trevor Lawrence, who was phenomenal in high school, phenomenal in college, goes to the Jaguars and looks pedestrian as hell, right? I guess, like you said, as a GM, I guess it could be a catch-22, but they're also bad. I mean, they're also picking early because they're bad, right? And so it's like,
right.
It's almost like saying, oh, well, should Trevor Lawrence had to sit down? Because he looked bad too. So it's like, it's one of the things that's tough.
You can't sit him. That's the biggest thing.
Right.
But when you go look at, let's take a guy like Baker Mayfield. He went to Cleveland under a horrible franchise. I'm sorry, they're one of the worst franchises around from the top to the bottom, where he struggled mightily, and then went to Tampa Bay that had some structure around him, and he was older in his career, and I think he was one of the top quarterbacks in the league last year, the way that he plays.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest concern is how will Shedeur be able to be that longevity guy where somebody else believes in him if he goes in there and doesn't do very well. Because you see some of these, will he work hard enough? Has he been given too much, that Sanders love too early in his life where he goes and now he's really got to compete and really got to learn the game and really, they can't play daddy ball because he played daddy ball his whole year in college. Well, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. I mean, it is what it is.
But here's what I will say about Shedeur. I believe he is a competitor. I believe he will compete. I've never seen him quit in essence, right? Like when I'm watching him, I'm looking at his face, man. A lot of people following the ball. I'm looking at his demeanor. You can see some frustration, but I've never seen him quit. Like I say, he's tough as hell, right? Like he gets up, he takes shots, he get up, he wants to play. I think his Achilles heel could be his want to feel like I have to save the team, right?
Right.
I think that is a big thing. Like, you know what I'm saying, Matt? Like, you're trying to do too much instead of trusting the other 10 guys around you. Get the ball out your hand, hit the check down, live to see another day. I got to throw because I know I can make the throw. I believe in me. Sometimes your confidence, becomes your Achilles heel. And I think that's something they may have to retrain out of him. I don't know, but it'll be very interesting, man. Matt, it's been a pleasure, bro. Been a long time, man. Where you at now? What you got going on?
I'm the head coach at Somerset down here in Silver Palms area.
Okay.
Going into my 3rd year here. Just trying to build a program.
Yeah, man.
My NCAA football is different now. Well, one day you have to call me into that conversation.
Oh my gosh! Listen, I can only. Why do you think I'm sitting here with a microphone and some headphones on, man? I'm good. I'm good, bro.
With you, me and my partners on this on a weekly basis.
I'm good, man. Listen, I did my 25, and I'm live.
School coaches like me and you are on their way out, Coach. We ain't the 7-on-7 guys that want to recruit and kiss people's butt. We want to tell kids the truth and keep it real with kids and teach them how to be men, not try to be mice.
Listen, that's why I picked up the mic and I could talk about it, right? Because I learned a long time ago. I've never seen a commentator get fired for his opinion, right?
Has not.
And I've always said this: John Gruden's dumbest move ever was to go back to coaching. I know they gave him $100 million, but hell, he was making $50 million. But that's what happened with man. Look here, I'm good now.
$50 million and smiling 2 hours after the broadcast was over.
Listen, man, you work for 3 months out the year and you're done, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate
keep me in
you,
mind
man.
When you want to talk about high school football, I'm always here for you.
For sure, man. For sure. Hey, like I said, my number's still the same. If you still got it in your phone from all that time, but if not, just hit me up, man. And we can chop it up, man.
All right, my friend.
Much love, brother. Thank you, man. Shout out to Matt Dixon in the building, man. OC back when we had Antonio Brown, man. That was awesome. All right, let me get to the next caller on the line. Let me see who I had here. Oh, the Ohio player in the building, man. Let me do this real quick. Check out. Appreciate all the people in the building. Go ahead and hit the like, share, and subscribe button as well. I see y'all in the comment section. But we rocking and rolling, having a great conversation. Make sure y'all go ahead and call on in. The number's right here, 862-799-9956. And let me go ahead and get to the Ohio player. He plays so sweet. Talk to me, baby.
Hey, what's up, Coach Hayes? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you feeling?
I'm doing fine. I had a personal family situation I had to come to grips with, but hey, I'm coming to grips with it. But nevertheless, the topic is on, Shedeur Sanders. Hey, I can't forget, go Buckeyes, Ohio State. I told you.
Didn't I tell you about coming on here with that blasphemy? Don't come on here calling with that blasphemy.
Don't hate. The Ohio State University. But I'm gonna get to my other guys. Shedeur Sanders, you know how I feel about him and Travis Hunter, but I'm getting Shedeur first. The only knock I have on Shedeur, because he had a impressive 4-year college career at Jackson State and at Colorado, of course, is I go with the general consensus. He does hold the ball too long, and like Cam Newton said, when you're in this position and you're an elite quarterback, he won the Johnny Unitas Award. He is going to a losing franchise, not a top franchise. He's not going to the Philadelphia Eagles or Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to go to one of those Tennessee Titans, maybe the Browns, maybe the Giants. I think it's, Giants in his play, or somebody in the top 5. And like I said, he's going to have to learn how to release that ball a lot quicker. I'm not talking about Dan Marino type, like as my father would say, but he's going to have to learn how to release that ball quicker. He's tough as nails. He's a big, strong quarterback. He's tough as nails. But like I said, you got 320, 30, and 40-pound guys that can run just as fast as you, and you cannot be holding that ball too long. And if he gets a grip on that, I think he'll be fine. But, like I said, he's going to be, he's coming into a situation or going to a team that's not that good. And, it's going to be a learning curve and a learning process. Mm-hmm. Now, as far as Travis Hunter is concerned, I think he's a better receiver than a defensive back to a certain extent, barely. I think he can play both, but like I said, it's like people said, it's demanding. This is an elite level because they get the top elite college football players. I mean, the 40 times, the weight, the 40 times, the passes, everything's going to be a lot quicker, faster, bigger, and stronger. And I think Travis needs to bulk up a little bit as well. But I think he can play wide receiver, and in certain packages, I think he can play cornerback if the teams allow him to do so, which, he's already, pretty much stated any team that drafts him, that's what he wants to do. So I think he's going to be a progression with that. And, but I think, Travis, anybody can do it. Travis probably can. Travis Hunter probably can.
So hold on, Ohio player. Hold on. You're on that saxophone heavy right now. Hold on. Now, wasn't Coach Hayes one of the first people to say Travis Hunter, in my opinion, which seems to be the consensus now, including the great Michael Irvin, said that Travis was a better receiver than DB. And a lot of people call me a hater. Now, it seems like everybody's coming around to say that, because he needs to bulk up. Kind of all of the things you were just saying is so funny that the guy that everybody hates, like Soulja Boy, I said it first.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I appreciate it.
He's definitely one of the first. Yeah, definitely one of the first.
I appreciate it, man. I just want to say that because, when you're in the battle, people just people just want to say things, and then when everybody else starts saying it, like, yeah, that's right. And that's what I be trying to tell the people. But again, Colorado going 12-0 this year. I ain't fighting that fight no more.
It's facts over feelings, Coach. It's facts over feelings, Coach.
Facts over feelings. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that one then. Facts
over.
No problem.
Right. No, people good at facts and all good. Over feelings. So, all right. All right. Nice talking to you.
You too, man. Right. Glad to hear your voice, man. Glad we back in the building, man. We're going to make it right. I got neck bone on the line.
Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Thanks, Ohio player. Play on, my man. Play on.
Okay. You too.
For sure. That's the Ohio player, man. Well, you should see him, boy. He be looking for him at night with a flashlight. You don't play no games. You make it happen. All right, here we go. Let me get my man Neckbone on the line. Oh, yeah. Neckbone, talk to me, baby. Where you been?
Man, not much, man. Just stick welding, man. Burning that good old ride, man. That 6018 ride all day. That's it, man.
All right, I don't know what that means, but hey, good luck with it. I don't have no idea what you're talking about. A 1618 rod. All right.
Call it for the conversation. I honestly think Shedeur Sanders not throwing is a great idea. I was wrong about Shedeur Sanders. He showed me, like when someone shows you that they can actually do what you say they can't do, all you could do is just apply and just, you know what I'm saying, say, hey, I got proved wrong. Mm-hmm. So going into this draft, I think him not throwing, hopefully a team later on gets him to sit him down and say, look here. This is how we're going to do this. You're gonna watch this quarterback play, and I'm going to build you. I'm going to give a team that I can build around you. I'm not going to throw you on the Browns and you potentially be a bust. You got to. I'm gonna mold you into a quarterback, and hey, you get you some receivers, and we're gonna do this thing right, man. I don't think him throwing. I don't think him throwing the ball at a combine is gonna set him. Just gonna make it seem as if, oh well, he ain't this. No, he that. He just showed you on his film. Mm-hmm. He done this part. So, man, what more do you want from a kid who ain't even had an offensive line? Man, what more do you want from him? He done his part.
And that one, I have to say this. I can agree with that. But kind of what Coach was talking about earlier, Matt was talking about earlier, was you're in a peculiar position. If I draft you first pick overall, don't you think he's going to kind of get thrown in the fire because they're saying we need a quarterback? But kind of to what you're saying is, hey, I want to draft you to a team. But kind of what Matt was saying was, hey, you can sit back here, learn, evaluate, blah, 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 blah. But that doesn't happen to teams typically the first 5 picks. The first 5 picks are first 5 because they're bad. And if they pick a quarterback first, is because they're looking for a quarterback answer. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, but who knows? You know, these guys go out here and do this combine coming up, and they see this pro day, and they say, oh, well, I just seen Jason Dart throw to some unknown receiver he was uncomfortable with, right? And hopefully, or let's just say, a Will Howard throws to someone, and he looks great, and he looks great enough to draft, and you go to Shedeur's his personal combine at Boulder, and let's just say he doesn't do as well as they see. It's not about what I think. Mm-hmm. It's not about what nobody says. Think about what these guys at GMs thinking they're gonna draft them.
Oh.
And let's just say, you know what I'm saying? Let's say they go with what they want, and they go get a dual first, and they go get some offensive lineman out of Michigan. It's not gonna hurt Shedeur. It ain't gonna hurt Shedeur to go to a team where they got a quarterback already. Hell, if he could get to where Matt Stafford at and be a backup, I feel like that's a similar situation to Pat Mahomes and Alex Smith. When Alex Smith was carrying the train in Kansas City and brought them to a playoff winning team, And then all of a sudden, here you go, Pat Mahomes, who nobody thought he was going to be that. I had to play against him in high school, so I pretty much knew he was there. So it's just like those guys who you really, the sleepers, those guys could come and be a backup and say, oh, yeah, I'm that guy now. I got a team.
Okay.
That makes more sense other than just drafting him in Cleveland and he being in a Jamarcus Russell situation. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want that for the kid.
I agree. But I think the dilemma is, and I'm going to say this again. When I told people there's only 32 sets of eyeballs that really matter, right? When people tell me, oh, everybody get to see. It's only 32 sets of eyeballs that make decisions, right? On those teams, those GMs, those pro scouts. That's all you. Nobody cares if 100 million people saw you. 100 million people not making a decision what team you go to. It's those 32 teams. Anyhow, right. I'm going to go back and say this. So here's the dilemma. I hear what you're saying. What pick does Matthew Stafford have? What pick does not Matthew Stafford? The Rams. What pick does the Rams? What pick did the Rams have? Huh?
I'm not sure, but they later on in the draft because they made the playoffs. So
okay, right.
And I think they went divisional round. So
okay, so let's say they pick, I don't know, 28, whatever. They're gonna be in the 20s. Now, if Shedeur falls to the 20s, is that an issue?
Hell no, it ain't an issue.
To you,
that's a blessing.
I know, to you. But again, this is the dilemma. Like when I say a dilemma, it's not a dilemma for the teams. I mean, if he's sitting there at 20 and I'm the Rams and I take him, I don't have a problem. I'm just talking about all of this hype about he's gonna be the top 5. We're gonna have 2 people in the top 3, and yada, all of that stuff that was being put out there and marketed and all of that stuff. Is being right is being right better? Meaning being picked in the top 5, but going to a bad team, or is being wrong and you're in a better situation? Ooh, talk to me, neckbone. Huh?
Being wrong. Hey man, like I just told you, I was wrong about Shedeur. Right. Him sitting there and saying, okay, I think honestly, I know what marketing does when you get on and you say, hey man, as a Shedeur, he got on. I watch Will Off from time to time, and he say, "Hey man, they wrong about this." And they watching on the TV working out, they wrong about that. I'm that guy. He promoting himself that he want to go number 1, right? But when if you hungry enough like a Xavier Wardy, and he still got picked late in the first round of the draft last year, right? So he goes out there and he runs a 4.2. And then he still ain't the number 1, number 2, 3 pick. But he promoted himself as a receiver that, if you get me, you can put me in a situation. I don't have to be the number 1. But hey, I'm playing in the Super Bowl now. Laugh on you. Situation on you. Say that with Shedeur.
I love it.
He promoting that he want to be a starter. But at the same time, if he can go and be behind what pick the Texans got? They early. Well, maybe not so much the Texans because they got their guy already. But one of these guys is finna get up out of there. Like I said, Matt Stafford. I just go on that one. If he can get that, man, ain't no telling what Shedeur Sanders could do. If now you got a running game, you got an offensive line, you got a defense, you got everything that you need to compete for a Super Bowl. The Cowboys will be a nice pick. Because now
Cowboys at 12. Cowboys at 12, and the Rams are picked 22.
You get rid of Dak, hey, it's my time to shine. My dad lives in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Now, hey, I got me a crib in Dallas. I'm living the life that everybody say, hey, man, he ain't gonna be no Cowboy. He ain't gonna do this in Dallas. Oh, now he is Super Bowl now. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, all I want to say, the reason I brought that up was because, and I hear you. Matter of fact, Florida just said it. Bostic, what's up with you, baby? Better situation is always better. I agree. Because financially, not to count another man's pockets, I mean, being picked number 1 through 5 is way more money being picked 22nd. Still good money. Don't get me wrong now, but it's a lot.
You're going to get that on the back end, though, Coach Hayes.
I get it.
You
I'm just talking.
works.
I get it. I'm just talking about the numbers. But like I said, financially for him, the initial money doesn't matter for him right now because of family and money and all the things they have, right? So this contract, this draft status doesn't change his life like it does a lot of other kids right now. Okay, fine. Now, it's so interesting because I'm talking about this whole dynamic of the right situation versus being right about the pick. The whole situation was he's a top 5 pick, right? But him being a top 5 pick, does that put him in the best situation? Or would you rather be a later pick to yours? No, I understand, but I'm saying I can only see the fireworks behind this. Shedeur Sanders goes 22nd to the Rams. Just use your example. To the Rams, which is, let's just say that's the better situation for him and his growth and his longevity in the league. But boy, the fireworks, my brother.
Okay.
They hating on you.
ESPN had him on 17.
Huh?
It's this ESPN website I was looking at a while ago. They had him dropped all the way to 17 to the Cincinnati Bengals, and Cam Ward behind them. Ain't that a coincidence? Both of them don't throw at the combine. Jackson Dart has a good combine. All these guys have a good combine, and they get those picks over them. And I mean, like I say, it could be a good thing that they dropped that low. I don't understand why you want him to go and be a bust. You people say, oh, well, I mean, not the Bengals. I'm not saying the Bengals viral authority. I'm saying just him going to a team that's good enough and got just 2 receivers and a tight end or a running back.
Mm-hmm.
He could go something like that, just saying, oh, we want him to go number 1, promoting that on your channel. And then he goes number 1 and he gets sacked 250 times. And now we trying to, I don't want to say this, but the trainer shooting them up at halftime every game in the NFL, and it looked nasty to see. Yeah. Now that's bad. That's not good to promote something like that when you know better as a college football expert, as you would say you were as a YouTuber. Mm-hmm. You promoting him to go somewhere and get killed. It don't make sense.
But I think all of them fall in it. But all of that falls in the same situation. Let's go back to Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams.
Exactly.
I know, but
and in that case, we would never before Shedeur got on this run and coming to Colorado when he was at Jackson State, stuff like that. We would never say that he was better than a Trevor Lawrence at Jackson State. He had to prove it to us. To some of us might have said that, but you had to prove it to him. So now all of a sudden, he better than all of those players or the production they done in college.
Well, let's say this. Cam Ward did the same. Do you think Cam Ward? Because here's my question: Cam Ward literally did this year what he's been doing, but he just did it on a better team. Like I said before, I thought Cam Ward came back to college to show the NFL that he could be a leader of men for a team. I don't think it was ever about his athletic ability, but because he wasn't on good teams like Washington State and so forth, he wasn't up here. But because he came to Miami and he showed it and he brought a program to 10 wins and number 1 offense and all these things, but a major part of his story is he was a leader. He showed leadership. They brought out stories about him calling the dude in Baltimore like, hey, bro, Lamar Jackson ain't throwing you no passes. Get your behind back here. Showing his leadership skills is what now has also catapulted with his gameplay, his draft stock. So I say all that to say, I think any quarterback goes in first round. That's the uphill battle. You're going to a bad team. That's why they're picking, you know what I mean? That's why they're picking where they're picking, unless they trade up. But we're talking about the initial placement is because they're bad teams.
Yeah, I honestly they get somebody that can, that's a bang bang guy at least. And then as a GM, you thinking, okay, this kid ain't coming into this combine. He didn't go to the Senior Bowl. Let's just say the Senior Bowl, not too much combine. You seen Jackson Dart, I'm sorry, getting banged up and being able to run the ball and stuff like that. Hey, they look at that and say, hey, man, we throw him, we get 2 defensive linemen rushing, coming out the ball and go at him. Man, he gonna be able to handle them situations. I don't know. It's kind of looking even at this point. At first, I thought Shedeur was leading, but hey, it's kind of looking as if, and it's nobody but Shedeur's fault, because if he's a better quarterback, he should be competing to go and compete at this combine, because you just telling everybody how much more you are better than they are, because everybody's saying that he's not this. He went to Colorado and he didn't go to play in the SEC or play in the ACC. What better chance you could get to just go and do it? Your dad did it. Why wouldn't you do it? But he, like, in other words,
Daddy was fast.
He doesn't have to.
Fast.
His dad did. His dad ran the 40. I mean, he's not running the 40. He ain't even throwing. So it's like,
well,
man,
I don't lie to you. He's a quarterback.
Like the Xavier Worthy.
Listen,
come out running for it too.
Listen, he's a quarterback.
Saying, or is he hungry? Does he feel like somebody just gonna give him, just throw him the pick?
Well, Neckbone, hold on, Neckbone.
They gonna draft him?
Well, Neckbone, hold on.
It just depends.
I know, but hear what I'm saying. He's a quarterback, first of all. He's not a Lamar Jackson. He's not a guy that his legs are his superpower. So him running a 40 does, like Tom Brady running that 40 did what? All it did was gave us something to laugh at 15, 20 years later with his shirt off. It does nothing to him. Like I said, I wouldn't run. If I was advising Shedeur, I would be like, bro, you don't need to run the 40. Tell him you got a hammy. Something. It ain't going to help you at all. Right? Like, there's no design runs in there. Maybe a quarterback sneak behind center. But other than that, maybe we might pull out every once in a while like they did Peyton Manning with the old bootleg, and because nobody ever thinks that Peyton Manning is going to run the ball. And so we'll run this with you every 13 games or something like that. We'll do something odd. But for the most part, like I said, but it's also a new day, bro. These players got the leverage.
Maybe more the recent Senior Bowl, him attending that, than the combine. I agree with you on that. He don't gotta go out there in shorts and t-shirt. I mean, even when I was in school, the offers guys was picking up in shorts and t-shirt was crazy. But the ones they was picking up hand shoulder pads was even more crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, if them GMs know you can play, hey, they gonna find you. They gonna draft. They ain't finna just waste their pick just to waste it. You know what I'm saying? So it's all up to them. It ain't up to us as fans. But hey, it is what it is. We'll just have to see, Coach Hayes. But I'm gonna get off of here, man. Let somebody else get on. Good to hear from you again, man.
You too, man. I appreciate it, man.
I have some bad news to tell you, brother.
Oh, man. Talk to me.
Man, I'm done being a Canes fan.
God damn, I knew you was going to set me up, you mother.
USC.
Get this brother.
USC. I'm going down to California. That done made me so much money this year, man. I ain't doing that Canes shit no more, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, can I say one thing to you, man?
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Get your behind out of here, Neckbone. Guess what? Guess what?
I'll let you, man.
Your pass has been revoked, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to come back, Neckbone,
yesterday's price is not today's price.
You come back, boy. We charging you double. We charging you double. I knew, but he said, I got some bad news. Your first mind think, something wrong. But I knew he was setting me up. I knew it. Well, I hope you go to USC and fight on with the Trojans. And I hope you stump your toe in the process. This mother. I converted him in everything, y'all. Oh, well. No love lost. We just had a new Kane born over there at Jackson Memorial. Anyway, he just got born. No problem. But But anyway, I mean, I think there's some valid points. I do understand that whole quarterback thing, right? Where you saw quarterbacks saying, "Hey, I don't want to go to this team." We saw with Eli way back in the day with I'm gonna say John Elway with Denver. So we've seen those type of things happen. I brought this up because as he's saying it, I understand where he's coming from. I always go back to Trevor Lawrence and I say, you think about a guy that may have lost 3 games since high school, from high school and college, may have lost 3 games in his career. So he goes to the Jaguars. It's like getting his butt kicked. But that's what happened when you're really good. You go to really bad teams. And they find out how really flawed your game really is. You like what I did there? Really good players go to really bad teams to find out how really flawed their game is. Put that on the shirt. Put it on the shirt. Right now, put it on the shirt. Wow. I like what I did right there. But anyway, I just said all that to say, man, it'll be interesting. We'll definitely find out when the draft comes. I don't have any problems with him not participating in the throwing part of it. Like I said, he's going to do it at pro day, control the narrative, I guess. I mean, it's only but so many routes you're going to throw. I guess like Shad say, are you throwing the far hash throws, short throws? I don't know. But at the end of the day, GMs are kind of in a pickle. Do you not take him and he goes somewhere and flourishes and becomes great? You probably lose your job. You take him and say, hey, he was the hottest thing smoking coming out of college. Had to take him, owner. I always say the NFL draft is the most unstable thing ever. We're going to have a, who's that? And the next thing you're going to hear is keyboards typing. Because we're going to have to Google, who in the hell is this dude just went top 10 pick overall? And we like, who is that? The offensive tackle from Indiana IUP, Indiana University, Pennsylvania? Who? I'm telling you. So, one thing I will say, the prime effect, the Sanders deal is still working because there's probably going to be way more people watching day one of the draft just to see where the young man is going to go. Just to see. And you're going to have a lot of people that if he's in the top 5, super excited. If he goes to 6, I told you he wasn't top 5. Bro, I don't care. If he goes 10, he'll buzz. If he's 11 or further down, he sucks. And then when you get to the spring, when you get to people going to follow all summer, the OTAs and all of that stuff and rookie camp and blah, blah, blah. And when you see that first preseason game, when he come out there and throw, there are going to be 2 types of people. People that want to see him fail and get sacked 1,000 times. And there's people that want to see him succeed. Here's what Coach Hayes is here. I'm here for it regardless. I hope he succeeds. I'm here for it. I'll be watching too. And we'll be doing shows about it. Why? Because not only I'm a businessman, I am a business man. And I'm here to talk about it. We about to make it happen. I'll say this, we got no more callers on the line. I plan on doing an hour and 30 tonight. We at 121 right now, so that's perfect. No problem. We in the building. And Vowel Authority back in the building, man. He giving out smoking here in the chat. I never said, I know I'm way down in the chat. I've been seeing y'all going back and forth. Oh, wow. Hold up. You talking chat? No wonder the views are low. Let me go back and see what you were saying. Hold up, Vowel Authority. You talking trash to old coach? I don't know. I'm just taking it as whatever. But anyway, Never said months ago I started watching football. If it wasn't for them, oh, what? Damn, I'm supposed to read these first. What is happening? What is happening? I thought you were talking about my views. See, this is what happened when you walk into the middle. This is a perfect example of walking into a middle of a conversation. This is exactly what happens to walking in the middle of a conversation and not knowing the full context. And I thought you were talking about me until I read the whole thing, because I went back up and said the views low. I'm like, damn, my views got 88, a little low, but damn, dog, ease up. And now here we go. Really flawed. You in here giving them work? Let me see here. Coach A football, he would never have the courage to attack a man. Never. I hear you, flawed. Get him. All love, hey. Well, you know me. Y'all invited to come to the kitchen. I had to close my food truck down, my kitchen, because when nobody come to get cooked no more. Hey, DC Carson music. DC Carson. That boy won't come back to the kitchen, man. I ain't seen the chef since. I think he do construction now. I don't know where the chef at. That boy hung up his apron. He like, but I love Coach. I ain't seen, what's my other dude that came? There's a couple of dudes I ain't seen no more. Shout out to Chuck and Chubby. He got cooked on that too. That's my dog, but he still be around. That's the only one. I ain't seen the other dudes that came on. I'm waiting for people to come on, man. But nobody else want to come to the kitchen and let me cook. Still waiting on Cuban Kane. He out there somewhere. Cuban Kane out there. But anyway. Oh, man. Y'all in it. But anyway, I said 130. I might be doing one. I'm at 126, 124 now. So we rocking and rolling. I just want to bring this up to talk about Shedeur Sanders saying he won't throw in the combine. Of course, Cam won't either. We'll talk about that tomorrow on Kane's Talk Live here on the Coach Me Coach podcast with Coach Hayes, and we're going to make it happen. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody coming through. Really flawed. You in championship round, baby. Keep punching. Keep giving them hell. Keep throwing them things. Huh? Keep throwing them, flawed. Give them the business. Give them the business. But anyway, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Also, check out Hayes Street, man. Me and my man D Streeter from Footballville/Caneville in the building. We rocking and rolling. Appreciate y'all coming through. JL Boxing. We'll talk to you. Where's the chef? I ain't seen the chef. Where's the chef, JR? If you call in, Jay, I know you always got good points. If you call in, I'd love to hear from you. I would love to hear your point and your take on Shedeur Sanders not throwing at the combine. But construction is crazy. I don't know where the chef is at Cody Football. Light work on a light day. Don't even have to move my hair back. Woo. Woo. What's going on in the building? Lord, you here giving them that work, huh? You giving them that smoke? Anyway, I'm about to get up out of here, man. JR, you say you're supposed to call them people, man. I tell you, don't nobody like talking to Coach no more, man. They say I'm taboo riding this thing, man. Man, don't talk to that dude, hey, boy. Huh? Yeah, you show crazy. But anyway, we out here. Peace. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming through, man. Like I said, we back on schedule. We rocking and rolling. See, we got a new setup a little bit, man. We ready to rock and roll. We're going to make it happen. Appreciate y'all. Much love. And we out of here. Man, God dang, really flawed out here throwing haymakers on these mugs. Viral Authority hot. JR Boxing talking about construction crazy. I had to cancel the kitchen. There wasn't nobody come eat. Tough out here in these streets. Whew.